So what are the characteristics in network analysis? So the objective is to be finished within a specific time, otherwise there's a penalty. So everything is going to be time bound, I said. So you have to do every task in a time bound way. So that if you don't complete the task in a time, you will be having a penalty. Okay, various activities are to be completed in a certain order, that some activities can start only after the completion of other activities. So there are so many activities involved in a project. So what we are saying is various activities have to be completed, but some activities have to wait before another activity had to complete. So only after the completion of those activities you can start this activity. So you have to wait. The cost associated with each activity is proportional to the time of completion. So cost is proportional to time. So more time the activity is taking, it is going to take more cost. So same thing, it is directly proportional. There can be bottlenecks in the process, and resources need to be allocated or limited. Bottlenecks means some obstacle may be there in your project, which might be because of resource. So you have to allocate proper resource to each activity. Sometimes the resource will not be available, so resource allocation is also going to be limited. So you have to find a way to overcome all these bottlenecks. Construction of network diagram. So see this network diagram. We are following information is given. Project event is given. The activities are given. Name of the activity is given. The preceding activity. Preceding means before that what should be done. Estimated time is given in months. So you see how we are going to draw from one. You see you have an activity two. So 1 to 2 you have an activity. 1 to 3 you have an activity. 1 to 4 you have an activity. See here 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. The activity is called as ABC. ABC. Time of completion 9, 12, 15. So 9, 12, 15. So we have drawn this half. Now 2 to 5, the activity is D. The preceding activity is A. So from 2 to 5, you draw an activity D, but the preceding activity is A. Time taken is 6. So that's 6 you draw here. From 3 to 5, you have an activity E. The preceding activity is B, and time taken is 30. Okay, 4 to 6, the activity is F. Preceding activity is C. Preceding activity and time taken is 29. From 5 to 6, the activity is G, and the preceding activities are D and E, D comma E, and time taken is 32. So now we have drawn the second portion of the network. So the information what is given in the text format, we are converting that information into the network diagram. So from the network diagram, I can apply the usual network analysis theorems for any logic, and I can find what all the bottlenecks I'm going to have in my network. So the network required network diagram is shown. The circles represent events, as I told you. The arrows represent activities. So the arrows indicate the sequence of events to be complete. You see the activities A, B, C, and A, B, C. Activities A, B, D, and E are preceding activities to G. For G to happen, first D and E should happen. For D and E to happen, A and B should be happening. So if you see for activity G, A, B, D, E are the preceding activities. D and G are the succeeding activities of A. After A, you have D and G. Activities A, B, C are concurrent activities because they are starting from the same node. Even may be termed as burst, and even phi may be called as node. So even phi, you see two activities are merging, so it is called as uh, phi is going to be the node. So there are different paths to be completed for the completion. So first path is ADG, second path is BEG, third path is CF. So we have three paths in the network, and we are going to take the time. We are going to find the time taken, add everything. So 9 plus 6 plus 32, 15 plus 32 is 47. 12 plus 30 plus 32, 74. C plus F, 15 plus 29, 44. So we have seen there are three paths available in the network, which will take for the completion of the project. And from the three paths, we find that the second path is going to take the maximum amount of time. So overall completion of project, the project duration depends on the critical path. We have seen the critical path, the path which takes the longest time, the critical path. So here the critical path is BEG, that is path 2. It takes 74 months for completion. So the activities B, E, and G are called critical activities or bottleneck activities. So very, very important thing, how to identify the critical path from the network diagram. You analyze the network and write all possible paths. And once you write all possible paths, find the time taken to complete all the possible paths. From that, you see which one is taking a longer amount of time. That is going to be the critical path, and the E was activities in that path is going to be the critical activities. That activities in the path is going to be the critical activities.